Hello everyone, welcome to my newest coffee hour. Since yesterday, well earlier today, emergency is up late and early, and something that's happened more than twice in this neighborhood. Power out, hydro, electricity off, abnormally, unexpectedly I should say, unexpectedly. And as I got a scare, and then not knowing everything was going to be okay, I should have actually ate the same as my mom, just had one potato patty and one scrambled egg. Anyways, that's over and done with. Now I gotta go to the bathroom. I need to use my facilities. I'm really okay. I have a bit of a headache. I'm okay. There's no sign of bleeding or anything. I'm not in a nosebleed or anything. I'm not vomiting or anything. I'm just tired. My voice is a bit raspy, but considering if you watch the replay of my live stream, if you watch that clip, hear it, you'll hear the scream. I'm surprised the building is still standing. I scream like a banshee because that's part of my eclectic self. Eclectic spirit. So I don't have all this. Oh, yeah, I'm okay. I got what I'm talking. Oh, the hydrant's working. Yay. I was in an elevator when it happened. And I know why it come on and come back up. It's like an elevator with you. Gross. Ah. So there's a few of them there. I know it. Lessons for people. I don't mind. I don't like them. Plans, other residents, and corporation staff tried decision made on us Bellis's behalf. It's not allowed. All before, all during, all later, and all since July 2, 2025, 1909 especially. K group GPT, however it's pronounced, and the ones in there since. All before, all during, December 6, 2025. It's none of their business. And all times they tried, showed, and told themselves had power of attorney, substitute decision making, ownerships, etc. There were rent. 1909 rent. Not here, not there, 1909. And as tenants themselves should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not harasses and bullies one and more other resident. It's all over the internet. I did my research. Real estate. The apartment was rented out. And all those tenants there should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not, did not, sections 2A and 2B, all about all two and all about three and more other residents next doors and all elsewhere, off and on and off the internet, YouTube and all elsewhere, with and without monetized us Bellises one and or more before. And there is not any refund, especially since they should, can, could, may, must, and need sued, did, and tried did, all about all two and all about us Bellises, published publicly and residential, etc. That's not slander and defamation. Me, them, all securities cameras, all on, all live, all real time, and all recorded, and any all photographed photos of all that evidence that the corporation should, can, could, may, must, and need show and tell, showed and told, and shows and tells police, securities guards themselves, and all others, all happened, all about, all to, and all about us Bellises. All happened to us. And 1302, too, when we lived there. 1301, 1303, 1304, all happened to, add, on, in, out, from, and by my friend Dora Air, too. Happened. All before, all during, all later, all since May 8, May 9, 2024. Hello. How are you feeling?
All
right.
I miss it. You're not going anywhere, are we?
Saturday, I don't think so. I don't feel like it, do you?
I don't either.
I had such a busy day yesterday.
Yeah.
It was fun though. Even you said you had fun.
Yeah, it was fun. That was a lot.
Oh, it was fun.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I like the game.
It was a really good time. It's nice to get out away from the doom and gloom of everything. Grieving. I didn't think I would be so happy, and I was. I was very, very happy about it all. And I changed my thumbnail to a beautiful photo of my cat and I, when my cat alive, my Rudy Noel, before dead, earlier this year. Photo of us earlier because it's morning and I have my coffee. My first coffee is often with a spoonful of honey. And as I just like that photo, it's one of my favorite photos of my cat and I. I don't know where that top is I was wearing, although it's just one of my favorite photos of my cat and I. He was just such a beautiful, beautiful creature that I just use that as my thumbnail. It's one of my favorite photos there. Had pea pads on my couch. I miss that couch because it had some nice cup holders or holders that I could put my bottle stuff in. Didn't use it very often because I didn't watch much of any TV. Although now that we've been watching movies and stuff here, TV shows, would have been convenient to have something because I do drink more of Pepsi Zero, and Coke Zero, and ginger ale. I haven't had any in a while actually. Yeah, yesterday. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. That's not what caused this. It was because of later. The hydro power, electricity, the power, the hydro electricity went out. It's not the first time. It's gone out when it's a whole building. Boop. Be it here, there, another apartment elsewhere. Same complex. What I'm going to do today, have a shower at the center without washing my hair before 11 p.m. tonight. I have a photo of my cat and I when we lived across the street, the other place.
Yeah.
And he, you know how we had the couch covers? And it was just so beautiful. You want to see it? Or do you want me to show it to you later?
Later.
It's just a beautiful photo of me and that cat of mine when my cat was alive. It's nice and fluffy and hairy and everything. So he was in his little space, and I was on my space couches. Yes. I'm gonna start taking my medicine too. It was just brilliant. I just missed that cat. This sofa was, this couch was a bit different. He used to sit here in his basket more than he sat over there. I used to prefer to sit over there. And then when my cat died, I took over here. Were I to have another one because of my health, and I like to not face there, I like to face there, I'd have the pet furniture at this end because then I could enjoy the view. Although it's not going to happen here because I'm not going to put another cat through all that. I'm not that way inclined. Although I was watching something yesterday about kidney failure in cats. And I was doing research and I was looking and I was saying, and I'm like, it wasn't necessarily that. It was something else. They said that too there. I can't find the greeting cards that they gave me. Sympathy cards. I don't know what happened to them. I did appreciate. I showed them on the internet. Wonder where they are. Probably come across them someday again. Could be under here. I have to clean up under my table. Could have put them there maybe, or put them in somewhere. I'll probably end up emptying that out. New Year Eve, December 3rd, when it give me something to do. Keep myself preoccupied. And I'll wait until next time. And then that's it. I'm gonna be wearing this. Hopefully, I don't have to launder it because I don't want to change the shape of it all. My birth, Christmas is still ongoing, all those celebrations, and then New Year Eve. So I'm probably going to wear it maybe 3 or 4 more times. Not the same undergarments, of course. Although, whenever it's in there, we are December 2, and and then I'll lay it away. Although, the gray cape, I might take the gray shawl that is, and take that out because I could wear that maybe once or twice more during the winter months, maybe, but not the dress, not that dress, not the same dress. And then I have another dress that's more summer, and my other shawl, were I to do something, I could wear that over it and be, a pair of flip flops or something. A lot of other people showed and told themselves witches on the internet, and they go all out, all fashions and accessories and cosmetics. I don't do that. I'm like, just a little bit goes a long way. Natural aesthetics, body positivity, pajamas. These are my favorite coffee hour pajamas. From now on, I'm still wearing pink. Oops, there's my icky belly button. I just wore pink. It's not belly button. That's the ugliest belly button I've seen in a long time. Ugh. I do. I have an ugly belly button. I've had an ugly belly button since happened to me. Accident, wounds, injuries, recuperating, recovery. I've never fully recovered, although I'm a lot better. And Other people that tried fattened me and changed my appearance and took credit for it, be it mentally, physically, emotionally, and inks and or anything else on paper and or any other surfaces themselves 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 danger dangers to others and themselves should can could may must and need mental health themselves need to get well. They're obviously mentally ill. And any and all times a man showed and told that I birthed and they parented instead of me, such as 1909, any of them, that's also a danger to others, such as myself, because they should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not, ever did. They're predators. They're predatory, premeditated. They're stalkers, dangers to others. Outside front door and all elsewhere. All before, all during, all later, and since July 2, 2025. 2024, evangelism they began doing in this neighborhood outside that front door. And then somebody else began vandalizing outside, putting blue tape on walls and stuff. Once the corporation witnessed the securities cameras, securities guards, those other people, they should have been told and showed belief that their rent has expired, their lease agreement, tenancy agreement, and police courts should have been there, judiciary punishing them, and everything they showed and told accused us of themselves with and or without the corporation should can could may must and need sue them. Security too, suing them should have happened. Same at 1302. Those other people, 1301, there was a man there, accused us of all sorts. Yet it was witnessed, my eyes, I'm not blind, my ears, I'm not deaf, been going from one area and walked over and came to my front door and I looked at my people. The security camera witnessed all of it. And that all should, can, could, may, must, and need used as evidence. The reason I mentioned it because security guard one night because we reported next door noises, disturbances, and lied. Well, you didn't get along with the other ones. It's all your fault. He was a, it's your fault. You didn't get. They didn't. I'm like, it's not our fault. It's internet, etc. Media, internet, Wi-Fi's, virtuals, fun phone bingo, social media, websites. It's all that. They just don't know how to get along with others. And we are not responsible for all those other people actions. They did it themselves. They decision made themselves off and on and off, such as YouTube. And that as they should, can, could, may, must, and need held responsible themselves actions. 1301 balcony, 1303 balcony, 1304 front door, all of it, all those balconies, areas, and outside all front doors, halls there, that common areas, public places. It's like going to a mall, I suppose, enter not a restaurant, anywhere that's public place. Anybody and everybody can take out their cell phone, handheld devices, not cameras like that, not an actual camera, although a cell phone sort of thing, and they can begin doing a real-time phone call, real-time social media, uh, um, filming, recording, videotaping, recording, audio, voices, whatever. And they could be vlogging it. It could end up anywhere. It's public. And as I said to my mom, be careful what you say in public because it can be put out there at any given time and you can't do anything about it. Because my mother is my mother, and I'm very careful with what I show and tell when I'm in public places, such as about my father that died, went away, and as I was showed and told happened before 1985. Since I'm very careful, I don't like to talk about it. I don't like to talk about him. The only thing I show and told, the only what I liked, I wasn't guilty. It wasn't my fault. Us Bellises were not guilty, and other people kept trying to reach out to us since and tried on us to reply to them, phones, calls, etc. And when that Norman Thompson, Norman Thompson, my mom alleged youngest brother, came to Canada and all other times tried, got us to write greeting cards, etc. And he would address the envelopes and sent to, hand delivered to. It's, now other times stalkers tried changed our personalities to this, and that's just, like, don't put my name on it. My name is, I'm like, you shouldn't be doing that. The police told you and other people told you to, you know, don't do that. She did it where I worked. She started to get overly anxious about greeting cards and gift giving and talking and show and telling and saying she didn't want published because it was an invasion of her privacy and safety, and she wasn't there to, she just wanted to sleep in. And I was like, that's, I tried to get a lawyer again, contested that, and had my mom healthcare. She's there. She agreed to it, memberships and as guests to all that. And they asked her verbally, and she agreed. When I'm asked, did I not want published, I would actually have a few seconds to leave the room. My alibi, I need to go to the bathroom or kitchen, get coffee. Celebrity stalker Bill Beckett, handheld device, etc. Not everybody wanted to be published public. When I do my thing, which is going to stop because it doesn't seem to matter how often I did it. It was good publicity for me, although, as Bellis, is because I was showing that I was busy and I wasn't stalking anybody, I wasn't harassing anybody, I wasn't bullying anybody, I wasn't racist, I wasn't bigot, I wasn't discriminatory, I wasn't discriminations, I wasn't prejudices, I wasn't prejudges, I wasn't hating, I wasn't jealous, I wasn't violent, I wasn't violence, I wasn't predatory, I wasn't resentful, I wasn't premeditated, I wasn't harassing, I wasn't bullying, I was not internet trolling, I was not stalking, I was not cyber stalking, I was there as former staff and as a member, and I returned as a mall walker. My earlier absences, they accepted me back. And when I was there most recent time, celebrity stalker Bill Beckett was not there. Yay! Although he did ended up at bingo, he should have been suspended, actually exposed and expelled, exiled more completely, the whole sentence. There we go. and published public as that he's, not wanted. And all that other person, all names, all who, what, where, when, why, and how the Active Adult Center, Mississauga Square, One Older Adult Center, and Mississauga Senior Center, Cawthra Road, 139, gave us Bellis's contact information to, should, can, could, may, must, and need, should tell, should have told, and shows and tells by one and more other persons, other people. Public, published, everywhere. Because that's not part of the memberships there. It's not part of the Employment Standards Act, alleged volunteering, alleged factual, and human rights factual. Nobody should, can, could, may, must, and need got that, as I mentioned, as well as his contact information. It's not like it was a family emergency. My mom and I had to contact each other. And or a veterinarian at the time when my Rudy Noel alive. Emergency personnel, healthcare. Off and on and off social media. Nobody should, can, could, may, must, and need in on to asking for us, Bellis's personal contact information. I'm like, you want to reach out to us where I worked and was a member? Go there. You have something to send me? Do it via there. I had a post office box they could have used. Not phone called us. I had some phone calls, and some of them were very interesting from the lobby directory somewhere or other. Director. And all that, all should, can, could, may, must, and need, showed and told by Condominium Corporation, by all the places that had that contact information. All that. Lobby information. Although don't diss me later since then, because I'll send the police. Contact corporation security and police. I'll even try and send a lawyer to you for lying to me, stalking me. Oh, thank you for your 2 likes. I think it's 2, might be more. Ah, yes. Thank you. Thank you for all your likes. Thank you. All your likes. Greatly appreciated. I mean, it's a scary city sometimes, this urban stuff, because real estate didn't always mean the same as healthcare, because the healthcare staff there didn't always update their information. It was them. We told them our contact information. When we moved, they did not update their databases, their files. That's their faults. And my mom had a doctor, I forget his or her name, and they did not like us. And they did everything, anything, tried separated us. There's documented proof if it ever comes out. And that doctor, I told and showed my mom, you should never go back to, because obviously that's not allowed. That's not allowed. And that doctor in 2300 Eglinton Avenue West should, can, could, may, must, and need fired. I believe it was a referral. That doctor, one of the doctors, that last doctor there on Dundas Street West, 2575, fired. to. No longer has her, and at all times he was afraid for his safety. Privacy and safety. Prescriptory delusional instead. And all times the doctor showed and told it was us Bellises instead. Instead, it was themselves, and obviously not employable. And I'm not necessarily my mother caregiver, although not primary, although we do live together, and I am my mother travel companion, MSP, mandatory support person, because I should, can, could, may, must, and need, has, had, and have the responsibility of their emergency. My mom can't speak for herself. I should, can, could, may, must, and need have that availability, that be it call 911, an ambulance, etc., and help my mom, first aid, etc. Just like when that stalker was phone calling my mom, and I answered the phone. There was 4 of them, stalkers: Angela Ritchie, Angela Ritchie, James Maud, Angela Maud, and Norman Thompson. Norman Thompson. And every time I did speak nice to Angela Maud, very kind, I did. And I passed over the phone. I had no choice, really. Although when Norman phoned at Thompson, I hung up. And then my mom lost her phone, she said. It wasn't me, I didn't take it. She lost it. We can't find it. Even I've looked. And I've phoned the company trying to get her a new phone. And one or more of those stalkers, it's not that I'm abusing my mom, she just lost her phone. She said she can't find it. I looked and I couldn't find it. And any and all outgoing phone calls for more than 3 weeks now wasn't us, Bellis's. Actually, there shouldn't be any outgoing phone call. Phone is not available. And the police, those 4 stalkers involved, should, can, could, may, must, and need judiciary punishments too, because they're helping them instead of saving us from them and giving us privacy and safety. You know, those 4 other people, judiciary punishments required, absolutely necessary. Not us, Bellises. Those 2 Mods and 1 Ritchie and 1 Thompson. And not one of those 4 other people, not those 4 other people should, can, could, may, must, and need to, at, on, in, out, from, and by. None of the stalkers should, can, could, may, must, and need to, at, on, in, out, by, and from 1302 and here and elsewhere, anywhere, everywhere, residential and elsewhere we were. They're not legally, they're not lawfully, they're not sane, they're not competent, they're not employable there. They're dangers to my mom, as Bellis's, very. It's all the security cameras that are on, were on. Phones, records, and other documents. How often did that Norman Thompson phone call us? My mom sounded like a stalker. Not like, sounded as a stalker, because that other person was a stalker, is. All happened as. Want to know how my mom is? Is my mom better and greater than 500 milligrams of fuck it all okay? Want to know where and when Bellis's were. How is she, my mom? And every time I showed up, he got prescriptory delusional. He got, his personality changed. He got aggressive, agitated, angry, volatile. Didn't want me anywhere. And I'm like, he's not family. He's not a Bellis. He's nothing. He's allegedly her youngest brother. That doesn't mean anything to the word Bellis, and should not ever, should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not changed as Bellis is my parents, my parents' parents, my parents' parents' parents, my parents' 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 parents, and all animals, and all botany, all pets, all fur babies, and myself, a Bellis. All names, all named Bellis, all historical, all histories, all geographical, all geographies, all financial, all financially. Everything, everywhere. Other than judiciary punishing that other person, Thompson. Although stalkers should, can, could, may, must, and need judiciary punishments. I mean, I know I'm internet trolled, obviously. Although that should, can, could, may, must, and need, as long as it's just on the internet and it doesn't anywhere else is residential and public places, as long as nobody's dangerous, islands, violent, such as those 3 centers. I mean, that celebrity stalker Bill Beckett. Obviously, there should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not any stalkers there, as I just mentioned. It's like when somebody showed and told my mom that she was getting a new phone number or something, and that it was because of me. She gave the person that was bothering her new contact information, alleged contact information, and tried to avoid me. Yet she still socialized with us and me, and it wasn't me. And we've asked each other since. Is it all right if I email you? And when she was a bit, and I felt kind of, I wanted to distance myself because I was having some technical difficulties a while back, and there was too many emails, and I just wanted to distance myself from her. And I hadn't phone called her. Oh, I haven't phone called her in months, if not more than. It was just one time. Sometimes my mom didn't come home, and I was like, "Is my mom?" The police were like, "Check with everybody, phone them, and see if they've seen and heard from." It was on a crank call. My mom really didn't come home, and then the police would put out a missing persons thing. That's the only times I phone called about. It wasn't harassing anybody. I wasn't stalking them. That happened again in May 2024. Another missing person. My mom alleged youngest brother refused to accept it. He wasn't invited. That Norman Thompson, and abused my mom. That she should, can, could, make, must, and need be with him. And she went and didn't phone, called me like, as my mom and I agreed. And as I phoned the police, and I was like, "Where's my mom?" And they saw all the stuff my mom tried to hide over the last few months from me. Police know she had it. Contact information, names, addresses, phone numbers. And then when my mom, we found her, and social media more, and that stalker, those 4 other people stalkers, off and on and off. such as YouTube community posts posted, a YouTube social media, as Bellis's. And he was like, he was as when it was like, he was like, I'm canceling. I'm not coming because of the internet. He's been like that his whole life, mentally ill, unstable, danger to one and others. And look, nobody should allow them to add on and out from and by lobby securities, parking securities. Persons should never have been allowed anywhere. This avenue, the street, the boulevard, anywhere and everywhere that other person trespassed. And all times the police showed and told all their complainants, oh, just sit there and document those Bellis's comings and goings. Instead of the police investigated and used securities cameras all on all that evidence and arrested those other people. Judiciary punished them as stalkers and all else they did, including trespassed 1302 and here and all elsewhere. When I exercises, unless I was going to the recreation center and coming home, like I used to use the inside of the complex. I used to walk. I didn't have a problem with that, my mom and I too, until those stalkers got worse and that person next door was bothering us a lot. And he was out there, including when my mom trans help rides and other rides, us Bellises came dropping us off, drop offs and pickups. And he was out there. I stopped walking there. I don't do that anymore. That and when that other person, you know, it's all out there on my social media that we are the victims. And those stalkers I mentioned, did they befriend, did one and or more corporations, securities, guards, concierges, maintenance and repairs, neighbors, other residents? That's not allowed. Anybody and everybody that knew us should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not ever in this neighborhood. That's not who they really were unless they were mentally ill and a danger to one and more others. Names, addresses, phone numbers, and other contact information. My parents and my parents' parents, my parents' parents' parents, and my parents' 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 parents, and all animals, all botany, all pets, all fur babies, and myself all had. Because us Bellises did not invite them to add on and out from and by where we were. Return to sender mail, phones, calls, etc. All photos of, all video of, all recordings of, all real time of, all live streamed of, all that evidence should, can, could, may, must, and need, and used as evidence against those other people trespassed and all other harassing, bullying, stalking as Bellises, themselves not lawful, not legal, not sane, not competent, and not employable. All about, all to, and all about, and all about, all to, and all about us Bellises. That's all I've got to say. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I had a really good day yesterday. It was lots of fun. Another day celebrating Christmas. Not Hebrew, not Hindi, not Punjabi, not Muslim, not Islam, not Islamic. Christian, pagan, Christianity, paganism, Christmas, Heritage Mississauga, etc. And only stalkers tried stopped us, Bellis does do, with and or without a new Christmas tree. your Christmas trees, Christmas decoration. I was showed and told it's complex. Nobody should, can, could, may, must, and need have anything outside on and by their front doors because it's condominium. Yet the other day, leaving and coming home, Christmas lights hanging on balcony railings, Christmas wreaths outside front doors, instead of them enforcing rules and regulations and laws and human rights and alleged violence. And the staff have to physically somehow or other get all those decorations, all that stuff removed. I didn't put anything out. I didn't know very, and when I was showed and told it's not allowed, I removed everything. I haven't done it since. And the inside, I'm allowed to put something. The outside, I'm not. I'm very law-abiding that. And because my cat died, dead, euthanized, there's not any lighting outside to photograph, videotape. So there, I mean, I'm not got anything there. It's just some potted plants that are going through the seasons of change. And if and when I don't use them anymore, of course, when whatever comes up in the spring, that's the spring. I don't know if I have any wisteria coming up. I don't know. Although that'll be it. I mean, I might get some more snapdragons and marigolds, geraniums, maybe one end or more. Maybe a potted, already growing Bellis perennius. Maybe, as long as it's not a seed packet, because I'm not getting any residuals of my name being put out there. Us Bellises, my father name, my name. All pets, all fur babies. All and my parents, my parents' parents, my parents' parents' parents, my parents' 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 parents, and all animals, all botany, all pets, all fur babies, and myself, Bellises. All that out there, other people used without my permission, without my consents, without residuals, especially since 2007, such as, a packet of Bellis perennius seeds, word Bellis, some homeopathy with the word Bellis, and other times too, like, as on Facebook, somebody doing some Bellis botanical, and they don't have to hide from me. I reported it. They don't have to hide. Do they try and hide? They're persecutory delusional. They should be proud of themselves. They did some good stuff out there. I have, I don't care if anybody else plants those flowers. I don't. I'm actually quite flattered. Although I wouldn't mind having something like that with my name put on it. Nowadays it's been with those three centers and the words active, health and fitness, wellness, well-being and fitness. Okay. Be the best that you can be too. Need I say more? I'm being the best I can be. Fabulous. Wake up and be awesome too. I'm going to get my coffee. It was coffee time. day in and day out. So much. Something change. Oh, that perfume the other day we got, Mom?
Huh?
That perfume?
Yeah?
Oh, it smells beautiful. I really like the smell of it. I didn't sneeze or anything.
What you say?
I didn't sneeze or anything.
You're talking about perfume. What that's it?
Perfume!
Yes.
The one we got the other day.
That's for your birthday.
Yeah, I used one of them. I gave myself a squirt yesterday.
You like it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what did you get two?
Yeah, it's a box that comes with two. I like it.
Two balls in there?
Yes, one small, one big. You were there. Yeah, you did. You were there too. It's on sale. I don't know. It was like $24.99 or something. It was on sale. It's not as good as Ice Rocher, although I like it. I wore something like that before when I was younger. And I like it. It's called Adidas or Adidas. What?
What is the name of it?
Adidas. You were there.
I know I didn't see it. I don't know what.
I told you. I showed you. You were there.
Okay, I know I was there. I paid for it.
Then why are you doing that?
Then I had all other stuff on that. I just know I just paid for one thing. I paid for a few things.
You were there.
Yeah, I know I paid for it.
Here's your meds.
It's not just this happening.
Here's your meds. I know what your hands are.
Okay, that's what I want them for.
You and some other people, I've seen you. They're trying to get you healthcare to stop doing it. They pull on their fingers. They pull. She did. I saw her doing it. She just pulls on herself and pulls. And it's not arthritis. She just pulls. And then she gets these big lumps because she hurt herself. I wasn't with her. I just witnessed it. I mean, she'd do it sitting there. I walk in on, and then she does all the other stuff with her hands. That's abnormal. That's why my mom got, neurologic disorder. Then my mom has something. She's got either ADHD or OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. She's delusional that she can communicate with one and more others without a phone. She didn't know being photographed and videotaped, filmed, and recorded real, and she thought she was using her head to communicate with somehow. It runs in the family. Her brother did that too. They would do something like that with their hands and expect it to be in the head. As a communication instead of using technology, the normal way, like all others. I didn't hear it. I just saw my mom doing it. I'm like, do you need a pen and paper? You want to write something down, Mom? You got something that show me? Here, write it. It's like with calendars. I'm like, here, Mom, here's the big calendar. Here's a pen. Use it. Start writing instead of doing that because you're disassociated. You have to reassociate yourself with reality. And I was like to my mom, doctor, check my mom's hormones. Maybe her hormones are out of whack. Although Bill Beckett allegedly did the same, so I guess his hormones are out of whack too. Same with Norman Thompson. We're all out of abnormal hormones. I don't do that with myself. I didn't have any of those symptoms when my HRT began this year. And all times earlier too. I never had those symptoms and behaviors. Their hormone levels must be more normal, you know, or balanced. Maybe it's thyroid too. Maybe she has thyroid problems. I don't know. Should be investigated more. So I said that, and so we're trying to get my mom blood tested so that hopefully this HRT my mom needs, HRT, whether it's pharma and or alternative medicine. You know, I've tried a bit of everything. HRT, biotin, I've tried teas, coffees, I've tried lots of things. And the only thing that once my menstrual cycle has, as far as I know, stopped, some HRT is, helping me. I don't have all those symptoms. I'm a lot better. I mean, and the HRT is helping with my grieving and mourning too. I find that I can stop crying. I mean, I haven't, I feel like it. I haven't done it, cried this morning. I've, you know, I mean, I could do it now. I could just do it anytime. But although I'm not, I'm holding it in and I'm, not crying. That's good. I can, I should can, could, may, must, and need grieve, mourn, although not cry as often, and I should be able to should, can, could, may, must, need, mourn, and grieve without crying. Maybe once or twice a year in the future, although not every day. Because when it first happened, I was grieving and mourning, crying daily, day, and I just, you know, as soon as I would waken from a sleep, I was crying. I was just always crying. I'm getting better, less crying, oftener. Oh, hello. Your fingernails looking so good. Wow, please show your feet if you can. XO. I don't have a colored nail polish on my toenails. I just had everything removed and just a quick trim. Yeah, they are pretty, aren't they? I like my nails too. It's nice and they're nice and Christmassy. I did this coloring when my cat alive, purples and greens, and I just felt, it's time to get out the purples, greens, and grays. I have some, you know, happy times, happy days. More. I got photos of and from heaven. I don't want my cat looking down at me and or from hell, you know. I don't want my cat looking at me disappointed and growling and snarling and crying. I want my pussycat to know that I loved and I liked. And could I bring my pussycat alive from there? Of course I'd try. And I'd have everything back, the cat house out, litter boxes. I'd have everything, you know. Of course I'd do that, although I cannot. Just because I'm a witch doesn't mean I can bring back the dead. You look so good, so pure, EXO. Thank you. Maybe I'll get my reading glasses later and I'll do a shout out to my audience. Give y'all a shout out. I'll be right back. I have the temperature in here. My thermostat set at 70. My mom feels the cold. Sometimes I think my mom has PTSD. That's a neurological disorder. Maybe some postpartum. other people, others, other residents, because it's other people were with my mom when I was not, and securities guards corporation should can could may must and he report that to the police, lawyers, courts, and judiciary punish those other people. All about us, Bellis. And you know, and my mom was having eye cares, eyes cares, retina institutes, and that trauma to the head. And a death, deaths, family and others. And the most recent family death, my pussycat. I gladly give up this where I'm sitting and put my cat back here alive anytime. I'm just not that able to. The staff there, that heart had stopped completely. We waited and gave me one of those heart things, stethoscopes, and let me hear it. I couldn't find my pussycat heartbeat. And once the heart stops, sooner rather than later, brain too, and my cat eyes were not able to see me. Or and once the crying got less and less, I felt like my cat's spirit was around, a beautiful pussycat spirit around. We were very connected when alive, and in death, I think some of that continued, if not all of that. I sometimes think it's maybe because of the trauma, the flashback part of it. I can remember my cat, and it's just sometimes I can just hear that, and sometimes I feel like I can hear him when alive wanted me more than I could have gave myself to him, my pussycat, to him. And I wanted to stay home oftener before, and then since I wanted to stay home oftener, I'd rather do most everything virtually, social media, videos instead of in person. Although I have forced myself this Christmas to get out and celebrate life, celebrations of life with others. I had fun. Please look at my video vlogs and have fun too. Ooh, you celebrate Christmas. I hope you like them. Have fun with us. Let's have a Christmas together. Let's grieve and mourn together. Let's celebrate Christmas. Oh well. haven't had any biotin recently. I need to take some biotin. Go get. Corporation says Neighborhood Mental Health Act, alleged mental health act, mental health, mentally ill as Bellis and instead of gave us and did all about, all too, all about, all about, all too, all about as Bellis uh, corporation rules, regulations, whatever, sections 2A and 2B, all about, all too, all about as Bellis 1302 and elsewhere. And here too, I'm sure it's the same thing in all condominiums, all apartments. There's some kind of rule like that somewhere or other. We did. I mean, so what? The power went out, hydro electricity off all of a sudden, abnormally, abruptly. I got a fright. That wasn't a disturbance. It wasn't like I was shouting and screaming at somebody next door, constantly yapping at us. I wasn't doing that. They did. And previous to did. I remember when we first moved in, those other people yap, screaming and yelling. And I'm sure I'm not the only complainant. We're not the only victims. The other people on the other side, should can, could, may, must, and need hurt them too. They're always bothering us. The other residents, were they doing social media virtuals next doors and across the halls? And were in the background, I don't know, such as hydro electricity went off and I screamed, yelled, a shriek in fear. That's normal. My mom and I talking loudly to each other, that's normal. Grieving, mourning is normal. Although we're not talking and yelling at them constantly for more than 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes constantly. Now that, and we're not going to add on in, out, from, and by their attention seeking because they're doing social media, they're doing multimedia, whatever. Although those other people didn't knew and did boundaries. Just because my mom and um, I say retired because we don't work elsewhere. And I don't know that my mom, I mean, stocks and bonds and investments, I didn't know necessarily that was actually considered work. And my mom too, we used to just say we were both retired. I'm semi retired because I do social media, I do multimedia, I do internet, I do Wi Fi's, I do social media, virtuals, I do stuff online, such as play free games. I like playing free games. Sometimes I was promised, and when they didn't pay out after the timeline, I removed the app from my cell phone because I didn't get the earnings that they promised. So I deleted. Sometimes I get a lot, sometimes I don't. It's just monetization is not the best. It's not the worst, I suppose. And that could make most any changes. I haven't been on TikTok in a while. There, the monetization can be easy. I can show up, I can earn a little bit, I can earn a lot. It depends who's watching and are they financially able to. I'd love to start up some memberships there again. I'd like to start up some memberships here again. I don't know how to reset the privacy settings, the settings monetization. I don't know how to do that, or is it preset, and I just have to wait it out. I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna get my coffee and have it with you here, my primary, because I have the most subscribers on this one. That's YouTube. And then when I finish having my YouTube coffee, I'm going to rest a while, and then I don't know where I'm going to be. I'm doing. And then I'm going to come back tonight and do my live stream making the baked potato. As I promised yesterday, I'm going to get my coffee. But I'm not hungry. I ate lots yesterday, but my belly button is just one of the best belly buttons I've ever seen in a very long time. And it's not yet very late to start either. But then I haven't done sit-ups or any exercises other than mostly just like cardio. I wonder if it's raining outside. It looks awfully dull. Not that I don't like it. It's snowing. But it's just it's not raining. It's next week. Today is black day. Black and blue. I don't want it wrong. I didn't know this was navy, although I don't like to wear blues because I can see cat. This has white and it's, you know, we'll get a black thing and tie my hair back accessory. And then I'm going to use a different mug. I'm going to ignore other residents outside my front door. My altar and memorial. This cat really love that died. The photo there of my cat, beautiful face. Since the euthanasia put in my just a cat. I have another photo. Shows all. And as I said before, I mean, there's lots of videos out there of cats, dogs, birds, fish, everything, you know. That's their niche. That's what those pets' parents wanted, did. Do. I don't want to anymore. Or I don't even want to show my cactus. I don't want to show much of anything anymore. Because privacy and safety, as I mentioned earlier. And it's Christmas. I mean, Christmas is supposed to be a time where it should be safe, be public, be published and out there, be public. Social media and all other publications. Halloween, Samhain, Thanksgiving, Samhain, Halloween, whichever order. Yule, solstice, winter, Christmas. Hello, Mother. Excuse me, New Year Eve, New Year's. My Christmas wreath. I took a photo of my refrigerator and I made it the centerpiece of my Christmas wreath. It just makes me feel better. I don't cry as often. As soon as I look, I see Christmas there. At Christmas, just look at this cat face, eyes, nose, especially nose. Oh, it just warms me, you know. Makes me feel better. And my balcony window cover, my living room, not open very wide because I prefer them on my grates. So I like to not have as much light. And there's two places, lots of that's enough. My room is pretty much in complete darkness too. My cat is and just have a little bit open. Plant is thriving, live, growing. I don't want to show and tell exactly where, although I'm sure some other residents nosy wanted to see what was there. And other people falsely alleged and falsely accused us of always looking out our windows. Day in and day out, whether we were there or not. And I haven't did that. It's just a bit of like, I mean, you think once the lockdown, that pet, or maybe, I mean, whether it's in the living room and or bedroom, should and could make must and need privacy and safety of all others. be it maintenance workers, maintenance repairs, and trespassers, everybody, securities. And like I said, where I lived one time before, I had a lock put on my bedroom door. Because I was famous, and I was legitimately afraid of other people. And privacy and safety in here. Other places, we didn't get that. And if I was to ever have one more, I'd get a lock. I'd get all the handles and locks so that the pets, fur babies, more safe, more privacy. Because even to this day, I always upset that somebody, maintenance, repairs, without notices of entries. You know, it's scary. Often on and off the internet. And my retirement, I'm young. I'm only in my 50s. I should still be out there enjoying myself. That's the whole point of the active adult centers. The centers. I encourage myself and other adults to come out and play. You know, enjoy life to your fullest. You're still too young to just sit and stare and not function properly. Whatever great learning happened, eventually come to the center and have fun. I mean, there's some people that are stalkers that should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not ever be there. Other than that, the other ones, I'm like, come on, let's have some fun. I mean, the ones that are there, I encourage them to have fun. Life is too short to be at home crying and not functioning. I mean, really, who would want to give up their home and live in the hospital and or nursing home 24/7 unless they absolutely don't have to? There's home help. There's professionals. Life is supposed to be longer and happier and healthier. Not live in isolation and fear and grief and worry. And my cat was gravely ill sick. There was a lot of vomiting. A lot of stuff that I constantly cleaned up. And yes, I went out for walks, tried to get fresh air. And I encouraged my mom to sometimes come with me other than when she was babysitting for me. I was like, I need to go for a little walk. I need to go out and have coffee myself. I just need to get out for a little walk. The balcony wasn't enough. There wasn't enough privacy and safety there. I was just like, I want to go out. And my mom would babysit it for me. And you know, I came home and that was it. Off and on and off the internet. Nowadays, I don't do that. I'm all, you know, doing one thing after the other since my cat died. I was scared I had COVID-19 SARS, severe acute respiratory, that alleged pandemic. And I ended up with influenza type A. Then my mom alleged that she had a fall of an accident. And then I had to bring my mom home from the hospital and take care of her. Let my mom recover, recuperated. And then recovered, whatever. Feel better. And then I was showed and told via internet, social media, that might take me 4 months to recover from the flu. That's straight. It took me a while. Those flu symptoms, behaviors, that flu, not my, the illness that I had, those symptoms and behaviors took a lot out of me. I felt better. I wasn't contagious or infectious anymore. I felt better till March. I decided to do some activities. Like I said, go isolate, have fun. And I felt fine before and during and after. I felt really good. Well, happy, relaxed, maybe too relaxed. I fainted, I think. I ended up in the hospital. Sinus bradycardia, low blood pressure. I was dizzy. And I ended up in the hospital. I was discharged. And then I felt better, more. And May, I had migraines when I collapsed and passed out. It's all symptoms of migraines. I had them before. Hospitalized. I eventually felt well. It was so awful. The staff barely gave me any anti-nausea. I asked for it because I had an awful taste of vomit in my mouth. I used mints or something. Whole packet of them. One right after the other because I couldn't take the taste anymore. My hair stunk of vomit in my hairs. And I couldn't get any staff to help me wash while there was no bathroom facility available that was clean for me to did. They couldn't wash my hair, so I got shampoo from the gift shop or anything. So I got an elastic band from one of the nurses and tied my hair back. My hair's going through. And then after I got through that, I felt fine. Again in June, carrying home dinner, walking. My mom walker clipped me, my foot clipped me, and I suppose I reached out to some passerby to brace my fall, and I don't feel like I just tripped it. I just didn't go down. I was pushed forward more. I was one thing after the other, and my knees were badly swelling and bleeding. And I used my left hand, wrist and forearm, braced the fall, which isn't really a fall, I should say impact, to me in the cement pavement. And I had a bit of a headache, but when they asked me did I actually hit my head, I was like, no, my hand and head, myself, I didn't actually hit the pavement with my head. Although my hand and wrist and forearm took it. And my left hand was throbbing in pain. I was screaming in pain. I couldn't even cry yet because the pain was just too painful. So I called for the paramedics. The staff in the hospital, when I said they looked at my wrist and they said it was a straight cut, I'm like, who are you looking at? Because that's not what happened to me. Those are not my x-rays. That's not my wrist. My wrist was not a straight cut like I've been reported and then it's diagnosed. It was not a straight cut. I did not attempt suicide. I was having cooking. I was preparing foods, meals. I was cooking and I got distracted. I heard somebody and I looked up out my kitchen window and I missed. And it wasn't just one that missed when I look back on it now. I used the same knife that I was cutting the meat with on my wrist more than once. And that was not a straight cut. It was not a cut. And the type of knife that was in there. I don't remember lots. I'm sure the paramedics, the policemen looked in the sink. It's not anything they've ever seen before with all that blood. I'm lucky to be alive. And anyone that wrote it off as attempted suicide, they lied. It's a straight cut. I never did that. It was an accident. Like I said, I don't like to do that anymore. Very rarely do I cut anything. I like to tear it apart. I don't even like to use a fork sometimes. I am very nervous. And you know how you get those steel knives? I don't need steel knives here anymore. I have all charcoal knives. It's a special kind of material that's not metal. Because, so I look away. I've even done it later. My cat and mom and I. My cat and mom, whiskers. I got distracted again and I missed. And I was, and I put my thumb. I took my thumb. And then we went to the hospital. And it was my left thumb, funny enough. The thumb that I hardly had any feeling in. And I was getting better, able to cook more. And again, that setback, I went and I was like, oh no, don't tell me I have to have surgery and stitches. I went in, they stitched it back. The skin is, you know, not trying to heal. Another time I was taking something out by microwave and the water spilled onto my hand. That was hard. I healed. I don't do lots. I'd rather pick up my phone and order delivery. Because by the time it gets to me, it's usually colder. And when I eat out, the food is supposed to be professionally all made for me. And I'm able to eat that. Although, the one thing I find, unless I was to go somewhere like Swiss Chalet or Red Lobster, getting a baked potato dough to my satisfaction is very difficult. It's very difficult. And one cooked just the way I like it. Sweet potatoes too. I mean, those three other people that don't get us medicated the way they want us medicated, antipsychotics, Ritalin, risperidone, because themselves needed it. Instead, all those doctors, that's all they wanted to do is cause brain damage. There's somebody, I won't mention name exactly, but I liked, well, I didn't mind that, and I'm like, eating a healthier diet, maybe a lot of help get them off. But they're on social media, they're stalkers. They just want to cause brain damage. Janice Payton. This is at the hospital. Dr. Justine. Norman Thompson. At the hospital, Dr. Judy Clemente. It's been helping. Really. When I finish doing this, I'm going to give my mom, when I have my Avril, that's helpful. She's willing to do that, change her diet a little bit. I'll eat that. I'll have some, I might have a Bloody Mary today. I'm feeling the festive even more. I just have some Bloody Mary. Have the celery. Have the salt. I don't have any vodka. Although we were anybody to ever showed and told that Faulkner Crescent, Fieldgate Drive, Chartrand Crescent, and Arrowhead Drive, and Maple Branch Path, Evergreen Drive, etc. all rent instead of Bellis' owned That's all misinformation. All of it. And all those ownerships should can could make less in need to return to us Bellis. All pets, all fur babies, botany, all animals. What I would do to feel great now, where I have that garden, more privacy than I have had here, and safety. More trees, evergreens, hedging. Another tree like this, a blue spruce, or so the blue spruce doesn't necessarily look blue. Pine cones, pine cone trees, some kind of like. I would have hired a professional landscaper, had them help me lay out a plan, plant the stuff more. I would have got rid of the hedge up front, on the side there, and had a fence put in. The birch or oak tree that was there, I would have had removed eventually, or at least trimmed. Uh, it was a big enough yard that swimming pool could have been put there. Chlorine kind of thing. And I went on Shark Trend. I would have had some mulberry trees up front and had same kind of oak like birch tree. I would have taken the tree down, removed the tree, removed all the fixtures around the tree. And I would have put up a fence between me and next door. Nice wooden fence. Just a little bit of privacy, extra. They were nice enough, I suppose. And I had my cat fenced it off eventually. And the backyard, more grass down. The daylilies that were there, I would have removed and put somewhere else. Could they survive? Move. And more grass. And there's a nice starting of a pussy willow tree, because I like my pussy willows. Maybe just let that grow. I would have liked to put in a chair thing, one of those swing chair things. Because oh hello, my maid husband. That's all I put away. I didn't know I did that. Technical difficulty. The cleaning person has floors look really good. I just try to figure out where to put everything. Nice swing set. It had a beautiful hedge, lots of privacy, and I could just it had a beautiful back deck. More modernized than the one I had on Field 8 back deck. And It was just a back and front door. I really liked it. There wasn't that side door issues, more privacy. Um, the windows, however, I would have liked to. There was another fence. I would have liked to put some hedging along, more privacy there. There were lots of prospects. I like here, and then moved from there to an apartment somewhere or other, and there was less privacy there. There was three other people that kept bothering us. The same ones. How they got there, I don't know. They didn't have the same financial as my parents when I was growing up. They had less. I was always told by my mom that alleged Jean, she barely could work, and when she did, she was just allegedly a lunchroom supervisor in schools and a babysitter. And her alleged husband, Roger, was a mechanic that often lost his jobs, allegedly Simpsons or Sears range. And Janice was not well. She was often on and off medication that she should never come off of. And she was volatile, violent, um, ugly, fat, grotesque, stalker. I remember when I was growing up, many a times when it happened, somebody's phone called me often, told herself to her. Very, I don't know who they were, but I used to sometimes get a crank call, and she would talk to me about stuff that I didn't want to know. And my parents, when and if we were visiting, then my dad used to put me back in the car and take me away, saying that was enough out of them. It wasn't real. It wasn't true. I wasn't to be there anymore. And I don't know how but they were trespassing that street. It was a street, and it was a private property complex with gating and security, and only residents could walk in and out there. And there was two apartments, 1111, 1155, and we could use the gates because we lived there. Any other resident complained, they were obvious liars and they should be judiciary punished, of course. And we used to go take a shortcut there if anyone wanted to go somewhere on the outside. And coming home, we used to use the gate to come in. They, who were not residents, used to open the gates and or go through parking security and cut across. And when I explained to my mother off and on and off the internet, those other people should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not to add on in out from as Bellis's doors and windows. And my mom witnessed lots of it and did agree until they kept harassing her more to come back and tried, lied, showed, and told it was us. And I'm like, here's photos and videos, reels off of Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. It wasn't us that put it out there, it was other staff. And it's in addition to all that, all of it is just big one thing. And I was like, it's not us. And none of those stalkers should ever have been where I worked, where my parents and all those other Bellises were. Often talked about, alleged that Jean was her best friend in Canada, and that she had uh, another best friend in the UK, allegedly Madge. It's my mom's story telling. 15 and a half years, my dad alive? My mom didn't. Did she know them before? I doubt it. She didn't. It just kept coming and coming and coming as soon as we were published. And in the media, and then elsewhere. It just kept coming and coming and coffee and honey is good. I cleaned my teeth this morning. I like to brush my teeth at least once a day. A good toothbrush, a good toothpaste. And then other times, and when I was sick, I didn't have the ability to did. And my mom couldn't clean my teeth. And I wasn't even strong enough to just gargle like I did this morning. Mouthwash. Oh. I do believe that some processed foods and some pharma possibly to blame mental health can sicken the brain somehow or other, although environment too, although, you know, pharma and processed. Are we? I'm a nut. And then I'm going to have myself that Virgin Bloody Mary. And I'm going to. A Virgin Bloody Mary, that's not lots of food. What time is it? Must be around 1, so it's be about 12 hours of fasting, I suppose. Then I'll have that, and then I'll just not eat again. Taco Saturday. Taco. Get some tacos. And I think a lot of the confusion my mom goes through is side effects and behaviors such as cancer and prolia and traumas happened. My mom trying to recuperate, recover. And with all those traumas my mom had, my mom hearing different too. Vision, sight, hearing. My mom likes to eat soft foods. Hopefully my mom feels well enough today to eat a taco. Got some lettuce. Don't have any onion, but got the salsa. Got some lettuce, salsa, shredded cheese, Mexican style veggie ground. Take me a while to, like I said, I don't have to cut anything very, just, a little bit of lettuce. That we have any onion. I never thought to save the onion for my salad yesterday. The red onion. But, just whatever's in the salsa. Taco Saturday, Catterday. After I have my Bloody Mary. I need my Bloody Mary. Tis the season. I think for the rest of this burn month. So I'm going to do Saturdays. I'm going to have a Bloody Mary and baked potato. With and or without, I eat French fries before. I want to end my day with a baked potato because anything happens, life and death is too short to live and then die. I want to eat my last mouthful of food, something that is absolutely one of my favorite. Baked potato. I watched a video, someone ate spaghetti bolognese. I was like, oh, that looks good. You know what I'm having on Tuesday? Without the bolognese. Tomato sauce. Oh, yeah, spaghetti. Butter spaghetti's good too. Has some tomato sauce. And then the remaining tomato, I might have it for 2 or 3 days. Spaghetti. Because when I do, I like to cook it all and then maybe have leftovers. I just like it without even having garlic bread or anything. It's just nice, easy, healthy meal. Carb. Tomato juice, celery, salt. That's one salt I'd find that is very good is pink salt. And when I have my baked potato today, I'm not just going to do it the way I did it before. I'm going to put some extra virgin olive oil on it, some sea salt, and bake it. And then when it's ready, I'm going to add some pink salt and pepper, buttery plant-based condiment, some sour cream, and chives. I like to get 2 pieces of chive and break it up. Just have that. And I would really, really, for my birthday, like a nice big one. A nice big potato. So that Saturday, I can have a nice, really huge potato and cook it. Back to my complaint. Corporation. Any of them on my social media, other than using the links as Bellis says, Bellis gave them evidence, and they began internet trolling. As soon as they did that, went from there and on my other stuff, such as live streams and anything, those staff should, can, could, may, must, and need fired and judiciary punished. As I mentioned, all that punishments I wanted before, such as property management's alleged, such as property managers alleged, such as site administrators alleged, such as maintenance repairs alleged, and the corporations themselves judiciary punishments. We should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not force to move out because of other people stalking us. Stalkers. We should, can, could, may, must, and need privacy and safety forever, always, everywhere. All those times we did not got any, should, can, could, may, must, and need, shown and told. Showed and told. All times, all habitats. Too. I don't care if her name's Elena or Elena or Elena or Rosanna or Alicia or like, I don't care. They should go away and never come back. And every time since, they should be deemed as trespassed, punished accordingly, in and out of all courts, judiciary, with and or without going there. Corporations, their employers, they should have fired them long ago. There's lots of other alleged property managements I'm sure would do a better and greater job than them. Privacy and safety. Security cameras all on. Oh, gotta get my number tea. Don't you like my mug? Isn't this cute? Notation with black handle. This is gonna be my new Saturday Catterday mug. I like it. It's not very pumpkin like, although I like the handle. And I promised before Christmas this will be all gone. This one is cute. I was going to use this yesterday, but I decided, you know what? Boots, I was wearing those boots. They're not the best, although they're not the worst. They are quite comfortable. They are comfortable. And as I did need to use this, why not use it as I said before? I'm wondering if I could make this my newest. Not when I am with like maybe urban pole walking, although but when I to begin walking outside more, maybe this is what I would use. Instead of carrying a handbag, I could, because I would keep my money and ID, I suppose. I could do, you know, this crossover bags, you know, this is something I like. This is more like my urban pole walking. It looks like golf. I like to look like I'm golfing. Long way to golfing. But this, what is in here? Piece of paper. I just wondered if there's some proteins here, but there's some. This, I don't know what to use this. Adjustable straps. I know it's black, but considering what day it is. I like it. It's cute. Kind of handy. Doesn't look very golf, although it can. And I don't usually wear sun visor because I don't like to, because when I perspire, I have any moisturizers on my eyes, see? But then I decided I'd rather wear a hat than any of that stuff. I can moisturize the next day, preferably the next day because I'm too tired to do it that day. Come in, clean my mouth a bit, and just relax. And sometimes after doing that, I'd walk out another 2K, maybe 3K, maybe 4K. I could walk up to about 20K. When I was feeling better, I could do about anywhere from 15K to 20K walking at least once a week, with and or without urban pole walking. It's fun. Get more fun. I did my walking indoor today. My little forest of stuff. Hopefully by January 1, 2026, we'll have those residents out and new residents in. And I don't care what races, creeds, and religions move in, as long as they're lawful, legal. Lawful and legal. So, shall we do a poll. What kind of topic would you like me to discuss instead of discussing all my drama? What would you like to talk about? Um, I have my pen. I have a piece of paper nearby. I had some suggestions before. That's why I did some of my Christmas stuff. I forced myself to get out and about, turn the chat, and some elsewhere comments that my audience wanted me to celebrated Samhain, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Yule, solstice, winter, Christmas, New Year Eve, New Year's. I've done that. I did that. Vlogged. Is there anything else you would like me to do before the end of this year? Topic. I mean, my personal life should not have any effect whatsoever. The Active Adult Center, Mississauga, Christmases, celebrations, and other functions, their activities, and my personal life should not affect it elsewhere where I worked and socialized, memberships, hobbies, interests. So, my personal, my whole life. My absences were not chronic. My absences acute. Not all acute. My mom had appointments. My cat was gravely ill, sicker, and I was absent as. And I was ill for about 4 months. Influenza type A. Oh, migraines, HRT, grief morning. 2 weeks. Oh my God. And I expected myself to cry all throughout the show yesterday, all throughout the Christmas show, Deck the Halls musical. I expected myself to cry. I had a little sniffle attack here and there. Nothing, I did it when I came home, although not there. I very little, maybe because I got out and I felt better amongst family, friends, acquaintances, and audience. I didn't know all of them, although I've possibly met everybody. So I'm very social. Once I get there, I'm like, hello, how are you? Come talk to me. If you have an issue, you need somebody to sit and chat with, talk to me. I did that downstairs too. I was like, talk to me. Let me know. I'll see if I can make you feel better. And because that's what I want you to do. I want them to smile, be happy, healthier, active. As I said to everybody, have you walked lately today? Some have said no. I said, well, how did you get here? Like they drove, or they got trans help or something. They had a ride. And what did you do when you got out that ride? Did you? Yes. That was you walked. Yay. I cherish all those moments. The word walk. When I see my family, my acquaintances, my friends walking, I'm like, yeah. That puts a smile on my face. It really does. It puts a smile on my face. I remember in the old days when I did research in the, what was it, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and maybe some of the 70s, lots of families put the elderly in nursing homes, facilities, because they couldn't walk the same. They had a cane, they had a walker, they were in a wheelchair. They got put away instead of having home help. So what is a lifestyle change? I got used to it after a while. I mean, it's not the best, it's not the worst. I had some myself when I had an injury. I wouldn't ever have it again personally because I rather shower myself and go to a hair salon and have my hair washed at those houses. It was nothing racial. It was nothing racist, bigot, discriminatory, discrimination, prejudice. The person and or persons that helped me, alleged PSW, alleged SRT, alleged nurse, hygiene, washed my hairs, helped me. Very professional, although I'd rather go to a hair salon, a hairdresser, and have my hair washed and blow dried, and or do it myself. And since I have lots of time, I mean, I could spend hours. But such as today, when I finish doing this, I'm going to be spending hours on myself before having a potato. I want to have a shower tomorrow before and or since going to church. I'm going to wash my hairs. I might even have a shower just before going to bed tonight and just eat my potato and off I go. Lay down afterwards and just have a complete and utter and then wash my hairs tomorrow. Begin around 1 o'clock, maybe 1 p.m. Wash my hairs and then just let it dry. Maybe just let it drip dry. And or get the blow dryer out. Give it a bit of a helping hand. Just whisk the dryer around my hairs. And then, because I can hang over it, I find it's more comfortable that my head is like this when I wash my hairs with my head back. It's just the way it is nowadays. Unless I'm at a hairdresser and then I'm back. But then I'm leaning on something usually, somehow or other. Maybe it's just a towel. I don't know. It feels better. That doesn't always feel better when somebody else does the hairs. It feels so much better. Especially when I have a migraine. It doesn't matter just having the hands doing everything. And then just taking the time, whether I need it or not. I'm like, oh yeah, wash and blow dry. Just blow it. Oh, flat iron? Oh, sure. Because I even do that to myself, whether I need it or not. Just the extra heat makes my head feel, oh yeah, I feel good. I look in the mirror and my mom's like, you should get a twirl at the end or something or tuck it under. I'm like, I don't care. I like it. My hairs don't need a lot of it. It just feels so nice and warm and hot. Sometimes they're like, oh, I'll give you an extra treatment. I'm like, do whatever you want. It feels good. Except when it's like when I went to the center's Gallus, I was like, oh, I need ringlets. I must have ringlets. This year, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know that I even want to go. Just because I haven't had I had the influenza type A, and I really just not sure I want to. I'm doing everything I can. I just don't know. And I don't know. This is how I feel since yesterday. I feel fabulous. Oh, I entered that contest online. I came in 12th place. I won some stuff online, information that I'm supposed to read, like magazines and stuff. I read, I've looked at it and stuff. I was trying to win a new luggage collection or whatever the prizes was. I wanted to become like the top 10. I never made it. Maybe next year I'll enter it again. Maybe next year I'll enter it as top 10. I'll use better photos. Do I enter myself and or somebody else? Maybe I'll get a professional headshot done. I doubt it. Although maybe I'll use the what do you call it? When you get not that. Oh, maybe I'll use the retouch on. I'll use the retouch off again. Maybe I'll use that. Maybe I'll use the photo for me yesterday. Fabulous Silver 40. I have a few. I could use the Fabulous Silver 40. I could use the photos of me celebrating Christmas. Do I enter the contest next year? Online. That'll be good. Maybe I'll make it to the top 10. Maybe use some new photo. It might be a new photo later next year. Maybe it could be a photo of me published. I can legally, lawfully use the share button and share the photo. Unless they reset the privacy settings. I can't. Share photo. I went on Facebook. I'm surprised they didn't show photos or videos of yet on Facebook. I haven't been on Instagram, but I know on Facebook there wasn't a reel, there wasn't anything of Christmas tea thing at the center, and there was nothing of the Deck the Halls musical published. I'm surprised because it was really a good show. It was one of the best shows they've done in a long time. The other shows that were good, just as good as, were the ones where I co-starred. Rehab, recovering. I had an alleged blood clot around here, right here. It came out thing, and then it went back in. And that doctor just seen that doctor's office. I was like, I have to see a doctor. My mom is there, and they wouldn't do anything about it. And as I had to go somewhere else, and it was more of an emergency, and the doctor drained it, saved my leg. I don't care who he is, really. I know he might have been internet trolling me once before or not. Could have been an impersonator or used this information. But anyway, when he did, he saved my leg. And the infection, I was up and walking before the end of the day with very little pain. And I remember I was elsewhere complaining to a doctor, and the word blood clots came up. And I said, not usually, I don't have any. Well, I had, and then I had a spider bite. I don't know what kind of spider it was. I don't know who lived here before, although and there was a spider. My cat ate this. Actually, that's when my cat started to get sicker, since he ate spider. He was so used to gourmet that when he finally had to do his kitchen mouse, he had to be a kitchen cat and do kitchen cat stuff. It kind of grossed him out a bit, but he killed the spider. And because of the hospital staff would not stop the wound, they lied. I was diabetic. They said my 5.0, 4.9, my 4 level. They lied that it was because of my health. It was not healing. They had it that it had to be an open, and they tried to say it was a boil, and I said it was not boil. There's even bite marks. There's bite, you know, and there was a spider, and it took more than 3 weeks. The bleeding stopped, which was stupid. And when I had it was as if some of the bite was so deep that a vein got interfered with. I don't know, and I got shown how. It was just an awful mess. And they tried to say I was a scab picker. I mean, it was itchy because I was allergic. I was a scab picking. I wasn't doing anything. I was even biotin, some kind or other. I was doing everything and anything. And then finally, after all the prescribed prescription medicine, it began to heal. And it just went away like that, as if it never had happened. It was really, really interesting. And then, like I said, this, and I reported it to corporation. And there was another night, too, of it. Oh, and that's one of the reasons too I stopped walking outside lots too, because it just creeped me out. I don't know where it came from, because I was out in the woods, and it could have came from the woods. It could have come from anywhere. It could have come from a traveler, a visitor in the neighborhood. Who knows? It could have come off of my mother alleged youngest brother, Norman Thompson. Norman Thompson. I still get pain right around here. I still get pain there. Oh, and I like when manicurists give massages. Oh, those hand massages. Oh, you know. Hopefully one day before the end of this year I can go in without one of those splint things on my wrist, one of these on. Oh, I could just, it's gone, and get a manicures back to normal. Just have it, just have all that. And especially when they put in warm water, oh, it feels all good. And then of course the nail polish. I can't wait till this year's. Oh, I do. I like this color. Maybe I won't get it removed. Maybe I'll keep it for a little while longer, and instead of getting it removed, the removal, I'll just get a trim and get it touched up a little bit. Just keep it for a little while longer because we get so many nice compliments. Thank you. And in person too. I like my nails. I wish my hands were better. I mean, I like going to the manicurist and everything, having them professionally done, but I, I like the shape and everything. They're nice. I like the square nails. When I get, you know, but this looks so natural, shape and everything. I just really, really like. Reminds me of everything that's allegedly pagan. You got Christmas, you got Easter, all that. Those two, it just makes me feel better, with and or without pearls. And it's not a traditional, it's not necessarily, it's not the red. Oh, I don't want to wear red anymore. I have red lipstick here. I might put on some of that. Just having that near me is enough. It's Christmas, so there's going to be lots of reds and greens outside, inside, reds and greens. Not a big bow. I'm not doing any big bows this year. Nothing big bows. Just little ones around my cat's face, a photo of, and just, you know, bit of, got some red here and red in the kitchen. Gonna do some laundry and everything today. Gonna have some fun. Just, anything you want to suggest for my coffee. I'll do maybe a poll on the community post thing later today, and you can use the comment area, suggest what you would like. What would you like to watch vlogged? Videos, vlog like videos. What would you like me to do? What would you like to see? And hear more and or less of and or new. You could use the comment area there, and or I'll have a few I actually posted it the other day, and you could just anonymously vote what you would like more of. And maybe during the next live stream, my baked potato, here, there, I can attach that link and you can find it all the more and you can vote, and or if you don't want any of the suggestions, use the comment area, and I'll make note of it, a pen and a piece of paper, and I'll document it and I'll try and do it. I mean, all the stuff I co-starred, like I said, those variety shows, those videos, any of, they should, can, could, may, must, and need remained published public. I don't want them removed. I want them back out there. Maybe they are out there and I just could not find. And I would use the share button at least twice each. Share on this. My eclectic, the eclectic, the Bellis Witch, Avril and Pets. Bellis Fairies Gardens, aka Avril and Pets for Babies, Bellis Fairies Gardens. Maybe the color this next summer can be multicolored, not specific. Although I'm sure there'll be some yellow. There usually, especially when I get the snapdragons out, I plant snapdragons from seeds and or from the garden center. There's usually at least one small bouquet of yellow somehow or other. and or marigolds. I like yellows and oranges and the multicolor marigolds, and I like them because they're pom-poms. And the Bellis perennius get some, like, they are not the same as, although can be similar, little, smaller flower, multiple color, multicolored, multicolored. I might, I hope I speak. I'm not leave. This year it was a rain day that I did it. A rain day, and I didn't get sick from that. It was just a rain day. Be interested to see what comes. I'd like to actually plant some bulbs. I'd actually like to have some bulbs. Tulips, daffodils, at least one of each. And plant and see what comes of it. Have it, just have spring show it, and just see that little sprout again. It's been a while since I've ever seen just a little bit of it grow. Hollyhocks, although the garden isn't suitable for hollyhocks. Don't have a house anymore that can grow hollyhocks. I liked hollyhocks. Just the name of it, hollyhocks. I like rose bushes. Do I like my roses? I like daylilies because of, a lot of people think I'm abnormal, like fish, such as dolphins and sharks. All that stuff, lakes, creeks, rivers, oceans, seas, whatever. I do. I like them. I think they're so misunderstood and misrepresented as violence, aggressive, agitated. There's many species that out there and they're not all that way inclined. Something has to trigger that or there's somebody. And, and I don't believe nowadays that other people should feed sharks out in the wild. They should be, you know, and don't hunt them. Just leave them alone. They're not food. They're not. They're not out there as food to feed us humans. They're not. I mean, sure, I was raised carnivore and or omnivore, whatever those two words are. Flexitarian, vegetarians, I like to call myself because I fluctuate. Some weeks I don't eat chicken, some weeks I do. Some weeks I eat beef, some weeks I don't. Like today, I want to have my veggie tacos. Tomorrow, I'll probably have a steak. I don't know. I don't understand it. As I like daylilies, it's not just about Easter or anything. It's just I like I like animals. I love all animals. The spider that bit me, it lived, it died. Not my fault. It bit me. Goodbye. Spiders should be outside, not ever inside. Those spiders were not pets. They're not fur babies. They're garden. They're out in the wild. They're forest. They're woods. I don't know what kind of spider it was, but it was painful. I had less traumas living in a houses than I have, you know. You've witnessed it yourselves. And that's strange, considering there's supposed to be more high tech securities and, apartments. Right, ever, which I don't want. I really want this place to be my for privacy and safety. There's all other people that just the words. I won't ever return there because but just the words sometimes. Curon. I don't know how to spell it nowadays. Very Curan and or Curran. I remember the place. It was a beautiful layout. It only had one bathroom, although Beautiful big kitchen. Oh, the kitchen. The living room was really, really, really small, although the kitchen was big. And I don't know that it was 2 bedroom. I think it was maybe a 1 bedroom plus den. Oh, I liked it. I had a nice little balcony. I really did. There wasn't a lot of privacy once out in the balcony, though, because um, it's facing. It was very urban, although I liked the layout of the apartment was very, very nice. Beautiful big kitchen. And then off the kitchen was the bathroom and the den, and then the living room. I think it was that address. I don't know. And then the balcony, and then that 1 bedroom. It was really quite nice. I like it. It's just very, very urban. All of that area, those that those apartments, very urban, very, very, very urban, residential. Here I am, my mother and others. All happened as to. I don't like putting lots of chemicals on my skin. I like to have it less. My mom had alleged skin cancer. I don't know about her breasts, allegedly, but she did. I was with her. She had skin cancer. She had the surgeries. And she even had some kind of tumor removed off her forehead. She said it was benign, although I don't know. And as today, I'm going to try and get my mom to eat. I'm going to get my mom. I might make her a Virgin Bloody Mary too. Something that's not just all the other stuff. I try to get her to even eat rice cakes because that's health, not just cookies and candies and stuff, all that. Because I'm like, Mom, I do. I believe she should. I mean, she used to eat like that. She never did. She never ate like that for more than 15 years. I don't know where she got it from. Good mental health. I'm not sponsored or anything by this, although if you like candies and you don't like swallowing supplements, I do. They aren't good. They taste like candies. Taste like jujubes. Excuse me. So join me on my community post page later. I'll get the link later, like I said, my live stream later. And you could either vote which one you want to see more of and or new, and or use the comment area and leave a comment what you would like to see more of and or new. And I can use that. And greater and better my social media new future. And someday it'll probably be something newest. And that might be the end. You'll never know. Because I almost every day, the word newest. Let's get physical. Do you remember that song by Olivia Newton-John? Let's get physical. Let me physical. I'm not gonna get the song, but when I finish this live stream, I'm gonna see if I can find video or audio of that and play it. Have a nice day. Goodbye.